to talk about the partial solar eclipse new moon in Virgo on the 21st. That's what, next Sunday at 3:54 Eastern Daylight Time. Somebody taught me this. They came in, I had ET. They were like, it's not ET, it's EDT. Okay, whatever the fuck. All right, it is impacting mutable signs, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. But also, honorable mention to my Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn, because look, this is at 29 degrees in 5 minutes. We're almost into Libra, all right? This eclipse is almost in Libra. So if you have any early degree cardinal placements, gang, right? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, especially Aries and Libra, this eclipse is impacting you. What are the themes? Work, habits, health, routine, right? All Virgo things. This is the second new moon of the season, right? So what's happening? This is also the second eclipse in the fall set. After this eclipse, we move on. We don't have any more eclipses until spring. Hallelujah. But remember, the impact of an eclipse could be felt for up to 6 months, people say. Yeah, people say. Till the next set of eclipses, essentially. So 6 months. Now, this one is packing a punch. It's intense, all right? It's at the anaretic degree. Hey, Brandy. Yes, Aries and Chiron. There you go. I mean, Chiron and Aries. So there could be some kind of closure, culmination, some kind of crisis. I hate to say crisis because people get scared, but something that is like forcing you to take action, right? What is a solar eclipse? It's when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, and the moon is basically casting a shadow on the earth and blocking the light of the sun. Think of it as the moon eclipsing the sun. I like to think of it as the moon like hijacking the sun. So maybe we're a little lost when it comes to that sun energy. Even our vitality could be lower, right? Our dreams, desires, inspirations. Anaretic niche, not anaretic just means 29 degrees. And it just means that it's critical, urgent, crisis type of vibe. Okay? New moons are new beginnings. Oh, wow. Christine, I feel you, Christine. This is the beginning of a new cycle. Hey, Gladys, but let me just say this. This is a new moon on the south node, right? The south node is what we're releasing. So maybe something has to be released before we could start this new beginning. The sun and moon are in the same sign, right? Virgo at 29 degrees. What else is happening? It is conjunct the south node. It's not so close to the south node. That's why it's a partial solar eclipse. I think the south node is at 15 degrees. So it's like, right, 18. I'm lying, right? 18 degrees, sorry. So it's far, but it's still close enough for it to be an eclipse. What is the T? What are we letting go of? We need to let go of a person, place, or thing. Okay, it doesn't have to be an actual thing. It could be, oh, wow, Sharon. That's exciting. Okay. It could be a mindset. It could be judgment. It could be criticism. It could be perfection. Those could be things, right? All Virgo things. The south node is in Virgo. Normally, I'm like, it's a new moon. Let's manifest, not during eclipse season. I just am reading this book. And one thing she did say you could like set intention around is guidance, right? From the universe. Which way should I go? What should I do? Sorry, let me move this out. What direction? Yeah, that's a doozy. Yeah, I would say between 26 to 29. And then I would also say if you have anything in cardinal signs between 0 and 3. But really 0 and 2 is like the hot spot. Yes, trust your gut. Go with your gut. If you're like, I want to manifest, go off. You know, I don't want to stop anyone from manifesting. I like to just let the universe do what it do during eclipse season. This new moon, I do encourage you to surrender, right? Yes, to breathe and just be. That's what my yoga teacher would always say. Maybe you reflect back on what you manifested last Virgo new moon, which was just a few weeks ago. What are the vibes of this eclipse, right? Virgo rules the house of health and habits. This is what we wake up and do every day. Are we going to, you know, sleep in? Are we going to go do hot Pilates? I don't know. Are we going to work? You know, same thing, friend. I'm on airplane mode as well. I'm literally on airplane mode right now. Are we, you know, are we organized? Do we have our things in order? No. I mean, maybe we do. Remember, the South Node is in Virgo. So, hey, Carice, we are not Virgoing too hard, right? We are balancing the Virgo and the Pisces energy. We don't want to be in la-la land, but we don't want to be like uptight and be like, we have a schedule, blah, blah, blah. I know, friend, and I had you down for a reading. I will get to you. Sorry. I will. I was going to try to take a break this Thursday, but when are you going to come back? Okay, I'm just stopping. I'm going to talk to you after this because I'm just like stopping in the middle of the thing. All right. What was I saying? Okay, we're leaning more into the North Node in Pisces. This is not to say ignore Virgo, but the key is balance. So look to the Virgo and Pisces charts in your chart, the houses in your chart, sorry, and see where you can balance those energies. If you don't know where those are, I'm going to do the horoscopes, but I do encourage you to kind of learn that because I personally use Placidus, but the horoscopes are whole sign. That's how I have to write them. Okay, so you can really narrow it down to exactly where that solar eclipse is falling in your birth chart. Okay, I do associate Virgo with burnout because Virgo rules work. Virgo is always doing something. It's a busybody kind of energy. Maybe you need to sit down. Are you giving yourself time to rest and recharge? Hey, LaShawn, especially my Virgo sun, moon, and risings. You don't want to be forced to sit down because Virgo rules health. And sometimes the South Node hitting a personal planet, especially in Virgo, can bring colds or weaken immunity, right? Weaken vitality. Virgo is the nervous system. Let's try not to worry. We are never worried. We are warriors, all right? We ain't never scared. The key is to go with the flow. Ride the wave of change, all right? That's it. Flow with change rather than resisting it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes that happens. Me too. I have Pluto on the 6th, so I have to be careful about that, right? I could just go, and then it's over. The universe has the master plan, so don't stress yourself out over the details, right? I feel like that's something that Virgo does. We got to have this and that. I remember I went on a trip with my friend, and she's like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, girl, we're on vacation. What do you mean, what are we going to do? And she's like, oh, okay. And it's like, we almost low-key got in a fight. She's a Virgo. Okay, sun and rising. And I was just like, we could just chill out. We don't have to like always be doing something. And it was just strange. But anyway, let's just trust in the universe. Let's be flexible. Let's relax. Let's be more like Piscean. Go with the flow. Let's be a fish. Virgos always thinking that they have to make it work. The universe is going to make it work for you, okay? Control is an illusion. Relax. Nothing's under control. Yes, my Virgo rising people, relax, relax. I love this new moon, like I said, for decluttering, getting rid of physical material possessions that you're no longer using. I just went through some old papers. I threw them in the box to shred. I'm just like trying to clean up. I've donated some stuff. I actually love this energy. If you want to do anything, clean up, okay? Virgo loves that. Donate, recycle, give things. This is also good for like reorganizing your closet or whatever. But again, don't go crazy. Balance is key. Another thing you might want to consider, am I doing too much for others? Am I serving other people? Did they ask me to serve? Or am I being a slave, not a servant, okay? Am I getting offended when I've done something for someone else and they don't appreciate it, right? And it's not reciprocated. And so now I'm being resentful. That's something that Virgos do. Shout out to the Virgos. All right. Let's talk about the astro tea of this new moon. There's a lot going on in this new moon eclipse chart. There's a kite. There's a yod. The chart is doing the most, okay? The ruler of the moon is Mercury, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in Libra. It's in an out of sign conjunction. Christine, I'm done. But I don't know. Well, what is my least favorite? Okay, let me not read the comments. All right. What does that mean? That means that Mercury is close to the moon by degree, but not sign, okay? Mercury in Libra is harmonious. It's peace-seeking. It's loving. It's balanced. It's charming. You know, we want to keep it cute. Literally, that's what I say. Libras love to keep it cute, all right? Literally, my Libra friend taught me that saying. Keep it cute. Okay. Anyway, right? What's tricky is there's going to be an opposition from the sun and the moon to Saturn and Neptune. Remember, Saturn and Neptune are still kind of hanging out, even though Saturn has retrograded back into Pisces. It's at 28 degrees and 27 minutes. Neptune is at 0 degrees of Aries, okay? The sun opposite Saturn, 0 out of 10. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that transit. I just thought about it. That can also cause like a little bit of low vitality. Oh, that's right, Christine. That is you. So there's this back and forth between locking in our daily responsibilities, right? Saturn, what are we committed to? And Sun are pursuing our dreams. Maybe we're like wanting to go off and jet set, excuse me. I do. Niche, wait till you see. I'm going to tag you in this post when I drop it. You're going to be shocked. Okay, my bad. Even though Jagger almost messed it up, if I could talk, because I was like, oh, I should scrap that whole list and start again, because he started getting on my nerves. I was like, I can't believe I said that about Libras. Okay, my bad. Back to this. So we have this push-pull energy between the sun and Saturn. Maybe we feel blocked from getting the things that we want. Maybe we feel restricted. Maybe we feel like our boss is on our ass, right? Saturn also wants foundations to be strong. So maybe you're like clinging to things with the sun and the moon in Virgo opposite Saturn that are not sustainable, that you need to let go, okay? We can also feel confused because of that opposition to Neptune. Neptune is illusion, imagination, it's spirituality. But I notice when Neptune is doing anything, hey Isis, we feel, I don't know, we feel like a little lost, okay? We're walking by faith and not by sight. That's what I always say with Neptune. Like the church people say, Neptune can also weaken the immune system. Everybody take your vitamins. This is Virgo, okay? And it could just make us feel like we lack the motivation to really do anything. We could also be more sensitive to shrugs and alcohol. So vibe responsibly. Honestly, don't vibe at all in my opinion. Saturn and Neptune being close together means that we have to balance the discipline with the delusion, right? We want to be locked in, but we still want to be creative and we want to be optimistic. We don't want to be like all is lost, okay? Let's talk about the kite. I feel like we just had a kite. You know, that's where we have the magic triangle, the minor trine on top of another trine, and then an opposition down the center. It literally looks like a kite, okay? So let's see. The grand trine is formed by Mercury in Libra, Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. You know what? Eclipse season makes us low on vitality. So we just, or whatever I'm trying to say. It weakens our immune system, makes us tired. So resting and eating healthy foods and, you know, drinking water, relaxing can help. Okay, the trine, sorry. The grand trine is formed by Mercury in Libra, Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. All air, all vibing out together. I love an air trine. We're like innovative. We're ideating. We got all these plans. We're ready to socialize. The only thing about that is that we could be all talk and no action. All right. So make sure that you have some like muscle behind your mouth. Yeah, there we go. We also have that magic triangle. I'm tired of talking about this, but I'm going to keep talking about that. That's the trine from Uranus and Gemini, right, to Pluto and Aquarius. And then they're forming a sextile to Neptune and Aries. These are generational planets, if I could talk. So we're changing the world for the better, but we have to do it ourselves because Neptune is at the top of that magic triangle. It's at the apex. We have to be our own heroes. We have to save ourselves. Let's go. Okay. There is also an opposition for Mercury in Libra to Neptune in Aries retrograde. I do not like this transit. I think this transit is exact this week. Yeah, before this happens. 0 out of 10. Shout out to anybody that has this in their chart. I love you. You're psychic, but my God, you could be a liar. Okay, this is tricky. Hey, Nicole, we definitely don't want to like make any major decisions or sign any contracts. Neptune is illusion. Mercury is the mind. We could be scammed. We could be doing the scamming. It's just, no. All right. Don't try to make a major decision. Or if you need to, ask somebody else that you trust, like, hey, Mercury opposite Neptune. So it's going to be Mercury in Libra forming an opposition to Neptune in Aries. Not a fan. Okay. Not a fan. All right. Okay. I'm only a fan of that for like pulling tarot cards, creative writing. Yeah. It does. I mean, you don't mean to lie because you believe your own delusions. It could be, the square is bad too. Mercury square to Neptune. All right. Venus in Virgo is also making a square to Uranus and Gemini. This brings shocks and surprises to our values, our relationships, but also our manyan. All right. Maybe you have something unexpected come up financially. This could be a windfall. Hey, Virgo season's almost over, friend. Yes. Libras, you got next. Okay. This is the end of Virgo season. The next day, the sun goes into Libra. Okay. Let's see. What else has happened? Oh, wait, the next day. Damn, it might be the same day. Now that I think about it, I gotta look. Okay. It might be tonight. All right. Sorry. ADHD. Happy birthday. Yeah, let's go Libra. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Venus square Uranus. make sure you don't like throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't break up because you're feeling restless or go out and like make an impulse buy. I'm gonna be honest, no. Okay, don't do that. Mars in Libra is also at a critical degree. It's at 29. It's almost in Scorpio. I can't remember where she is. She just asked me about this. Mars is ambition. It's, assertion. Oh no, friend. Well, I don't like to look at ancient astrology because like the house of bad spirit and bad fortune it just sounds too negative for me. Okay, I'm sorry. That just sounds like a no. That's what my problem with, ancient astrology. Thank you, Christine. Okay, back to Mars square Pluto. Are you here, friend? Let me know in the chat. So yeah, this is wonderful. Not really. Mars is almost in Scorpio, so it's forming an out of sign square to Pluto in Aquarius. Mars is ambition, Pluto is power. Yes, Melania, thank you. These two are vying for power. I'm not a fan of this transit. I have this in my natal chart. This makes you evil and want to go for the jugular. It makes you want to fight to the death, all right? It's, okay, it's revenge. It's literally you locking in on your revenge plot. Don't do that. Use this energy to lock in on your goals, right? What is something that you want to achieve? Mars. Use that Pluto, that drive to like, all right, I'm going to start my blog or whatever. I don't know. Don't use this to like seek revenge, to go after somebody, because there can be drama like ego battles and, power struggles. And then there could even on the lowest of vibes be violence. This is an aspect that is, often associated with violence. If you have this in your natal chart, maybe you have been a victim of SA. Okay, trigger warning, sorry. Mars is at the apex of a yod, all right? Yeah, it's a 0 out of 10 for me. Yeah. But you know what? Someone on here was like, that's one of the best aspects you can have in your chart that makes you hot. And I was like, word? Okay, I'll take it, I guess. All right. I am sorry that I said trigger warning after, but you guys get the vibes. Mars square Pluto. I am not doing readings. I am doing horoscopes. I did readings last week and the week before. I missed somebody, so I might come back on, but I haven't just like got on here and chit chatted in a while. So I got to think about it because the South Node is in my 6th house. We shouldn't stay inside, but we should just tread lightly. We should take the high road. Mars square Pluto is saying, don't let anybody get over on you, but also don't like go to the depths of hell and try to get revenge and like, be shady essentially. Like don't go low, like Michelle Obama says. All right, Mars is at the apex of a yod. Oh, this is the yod, I guess. It's not really, but it's a witch's hat, right? So that's when two planets are sextile. Hey, Cyan, to each other, and then they form a quincunx to a third planet. So Mars is that third planet at the apex. So Mars in Libra at the apex of the yod is saying we need to focus on Martian energy, doing things, right? Maybe collaboration, because Mars in Libra is about partnership. Now, Uranus and Neptune are sextiling each other. Uranus and Gemini, and I feel like Neptune and Aries are a little bit more like free-spirited and wanting to do their own thing. But, perhaps we all need to work together. And then maybe, too, we need to put like our money where our mouth is. I just said that earlier, I think. No, I said our muscle where our mouth is. If we want true change and spiritual evolution, right? Elevation, excuse me. Because maybe we're talking about it with Neptune and Uranus, and Mars is saying, what are you going to do about it? I am about to get into Pisces. Well, I'm not about to get into Pisces. I'm starting with Aries, and then I will get to Pisces, okay? Sorry. Okay. Excuse me. And then we could talk about what's going on with Pisces. Aries, where you at? Book a cold plunge session or grab your bestie for a nature walk, Ram. It's time to regulate your nervous system. Before you add another item to your to-do list, see what you can take off your list. I know that's right. Maybe you're overworked and on the verge of burnout. Remember, health is wealth, so prioritize your mental and physical wellness. If your current 9-to-5 is too demanding and not paying you properly, a new opportunity could pop up for you now. I love that. This is a good time to get rid of any clutter. So if you're overdue for a purging, Get out some boxes and clean out your closet. A clean living space will make you feel so much better. I'm listening to that. Oh, thank you, Tony. Aries mantra for the solar eclipse in Virgo. I cultivate inner peace and outer health. Yes. Taurus, is it time to tap back in with your passions, bulls? I'm definitely cleaning. Oh, wait, your friend is cleaning. Sorry. Maybe this is a romantic connection, but it could be an artistic pursuit. What brings you joy? If you don't know, then it's time to figure out. Maybe you have a situation that pops up with your children. Do you need to allow your child or your inner child to be who they truly are and not who you want them to be? Yes, I do. Woo! You could feel more risky during the eclipse and like taking a gamble. Bet on your creativity. Put yourself out there and see what happens. You never know what will happen until you try. Yeah, you could blow up. Taurus mantra for the Virgo new moon. I'm willing to use my creative talents. And so it is. Gemini, you're switching up the family structure, twin. Maybe you even feel like starting an extreme home makeover project. If your crib doesn't feel cozy and welcoming, how can you invite some Zen vibes into your domestic experience? You might even be thinking about moving, and it could be a professional opportunity leads to relocation. On the family front, there could be some drama that unfolds or an old beef that resurfaces during this time. But keep calm and don't get caught up in the conflict with loved ones. What's best for the whole bloodline? It's not a family feud. I know that's right. Gemini mantra for the Virgo solar eclipse. I've been saying new moon, my bad. Well, it is a new moon, but Virgo solar eclipse. When I forgive my family, I give myself permission to forgive myself. Ooh, I like that. Cancer. What's your next big idea, Crabby? Write down all those thoughts that come to you. Is it time to launch the podcast or drop the Substack? Maybe you're going to vamp up your social channels or rebrand and niche down. I hate when people say niche down, but okay, I said it. This can also be time for healing with a sibling or friend you've been on the outs with. Maybe you maybe you have a talk to smooth things over. Your day-to-day life can feel busier, so make sure to take time to breathe and just be. A quick getaway to the mountains or the lake may be the mental and spiritual recharge that you need. I know, niche. Cancer mantra for the Virgo solar eclipse. I have amazing ideas and allow space and time for them to grow. I like that one. Leo, time is money, lion. Are you wasting yours? Maybe you need to rethink your streams of income if they are more time consuming than lucrative. Speaking of money, are you sitting on a gold mine? Maybe you grab that juicer collecting dust or those designer duds that you no longer wear and list them on Mercari or eBay. If money is a source of concern, don't worry. It's time to shift your energy around abundance. Maybe you have a scarcity mentality that is blocking your flow. Money will always flow back to you. The universe provides, but a value shift may be needed to overnight all the blessings already on the way. Yes, FedEx those blessings. Leo mantra for the Virgo new moon solar eclipse. I don't have to overwork to receive more money. Yes, Leos don't really like to work anyway. No shade, Leo. Virgo, it's time for a personal upgrade, Virgo. This is the beginning of a new lunar cycle for you, but maybe you need to clean house first. You know Virgo loves to clean. What attitudes and behaviors are keeping you from living your best life? Maybe you're being too critical of yourself. You're doing amazing, sweetie. That's my favorite saying. Instead of taking stock of all your flaws, write down all the things that you are doing well and that you should be proud of. Relationship boundaries can also be a theme. Have you been too focused on the needs of others and not enough on yourself? Virgo mantra for the solar eclipse. I am enough just as I am. Yes, period, Virgo. Libra, where you at? It's time to declutter your emotions, Libra, and this purge happens solo dolo. Retreat and relax. If you can't book a trip to the desert to raise your vibrations, then maybe you take some PTO and enjoy a staycation. Ground yourself in nature or book a yoga session to deal with any hurtful feelings that come up for you. If you have painful memories or issues resurface, then grab your journal and get your emotions out on paper. While you're a social butterfly, it's time to spend some time in the best company. Your own. That was weird. I just heard a weird sound. Sorry, everyone. Maybe you chant or pray or engage in other spiritual practices during this time to quiet your mind and give yourself some inner peace. Libra mantra for the Virgo solar eclipse. I am not defined by my past. Period. Scorpio, are you ready for a new friend crew, Scorpio? Scorpio's like, absolutely not. Why you like to keep your circle limited to a trusted, tried, and few? It's time to expand that tiny circle. Maybe join a group or organization of interest to link up with like-minded people. Your long-term focus might also shift at this time as you decide to revise your vision for the future. You're rewriting that plan. If you've been thinking about starting your own meetup or community, then you may be called to do so now. Maybe you're ready to get more active on social media or hash out a marketing plan for your new dream. Scorpio mantra for the Virgo new moon. I surround myself with people who encourage me to reach my goals. And so it is. And I kept saying Virgo new moon, but you guys know what I mean, Virgo solar eclipse. Sagittarius, maybe you're up for a promotion, Saggy, but before you accept it, mull it over. Will a new role support or strain your work-life balance? Is your professional life too draining and taking away from the precious moments with your home and family? Yes, I'm not even Sagittarius. You might decide to launch your business and go out on your own so that you are able to create your own hours and take as much PTO as you need. Yeah, because you know Sagittarius love to travel. With your ruling planet Jupiter in an exalted placement, luck is on your side when it comes to your future endeavors. Sagittarius mantra for the Virgo solar eclipse. I deserve to have a fun, rewarding career. Tony, you know I'm right. Capricorn, gang, gang. You're ready to expand your horizons or your mindset. Maybe you grow both and learn from international travel. If you can't stamp up the passport, deep dive a topic. You might even dust off that manuscript, draft a query letter, and start emailing it out to agents. Let's go. Add published author to your ever-growing list of accomplishments. You know Capricorns are always doing something. It could be that you need to meet a person, romantic or platonic, or it could be that you meet a person that puts you onto a new way of viewing things. You're eager to wonder and be free during this time, so give yourself permission to explore, even if it's just your own neighborhood. A spiritual breakthrough could come from your adventure. I do too, friend. Capricorn mantra for the Virgo new moon solar eclipse. I expand my perspective and my capacity for understanding every day. Aquarius, healing can hurt, but it's so worth it, Aquas. Face your fears, confront your past, and let it go. Maybe you're holding on to trauma and pain that keeps you from truly opening up to another person. Maybe you're scared to bare your soul, but it's okay to be human and show your flaws. We all have scars. This is also good energy to check in with your investments, your debts, and shared resources. Maybe you're the one carrying some, or maybe you are carrying some financial burdens that aren't really your responsibility, and you need to drop them. Don't be afraid to release yourself from financial codependency. Aquarius mantra for the Virgo new moon. I am capable of transforming negative experiences into something positive. Fred, where you at? Pisces. You're hitting reboot on your relationships, Pisces. No partnership is exactly equal, but have you been pouring too much into your beloved? Nicole, you came back just in time. And not in your own cup? You might need to shift the way that you've been moving in connections and focus more attention on yourself. As Saturn runs it back in your sign, you may be rethinking the people, places, and things that you're locked in with. Are you devoting your time and energy to the right relationships and situations? Only you know for sure. You keep failing the test till you learn the lesson, so pass that final exam. Period. Pisces mantra for the Virgo solar eclipse. I am responsible for my own happiness. Yay, Pisces, I did it.